I gotta tell you, like going up hills, I don't know, they don't feel too much different.
A lot of you ask us, what do you like better? Do you regret getting rid of the gas?
I don't know for our particular setup if there was much difference in that.
When we would stop for fuel in our gas motorhome, it was always a very stressful experience.
This is probably the #1 question we get.
Right behind us, you see our 2015 diesel pusher, Newmar Dutch Star 4369 motorhome. We recently, in this past year, sold our gas motorhome for this diesel pusher. A lot of you ask us, what do you like better? Do you regret getting rid of the gas? Do you like the diesel better? In today's video, we're going to address everything about why we chose a diesel over a gas, and is this the decision you should make?
Before we get into this video, and there's quite a lot, make sure you subscribe, notification bell's on. We have a lot of informative videos, travel videos. We want to make sure that you don't miss them. So let's get into the first thing. Why does this matter? Why does this comparison matter? A lot of first timers will email us, message us. We're looking to get out of a trailer, want to get into a motorized. You had a gas motorhome with liquid spring. You have the diesel motorhome. How do they compare? Well, they're similar in several ways, and they're different in many ways. And in this video, we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about one of the biggest ones, the obvious ones, power and performance. Now, we had a 2019 Baystar. I had the Ford V10. The newer ones come with the Ford V8, power and performance. Now, that's kind of relative. We never had an issue with our Baystar going up hills, or we never felt like we didn't have enough power, but it's because it was a smaller unit. It was only 24,000 pounds. Now, on this motorhome, this is well over 40,000 pounds. It has a bigger motor. It is a diesel motor, but I gotta tell you, like going up hills, I don't know, they don't feel too much different. Now, we do have a 450 in here. It's a much bigger motor, but this is also a much bigger motorhome. So we go up some steep hills, you know, we might be able to do 50 miles an hour, 55. We never really had that problem with our gas motorhome. We could hit 55, 60 going up hills, but again, it was a much lighter unit. I don't know for our particular setup if there was much difference in that. Now, maybe if we have a 600 horsepower, might be a little bit difference, but we don't really see much of a difference as far as just raw power. Now, with that said, we do have the ability to tow much heavier vehicle, which we couldn't do with our motorhome. We also have the ability to have much more items on our motorhome. Hashtag stuff, and we do have a lot of stuff on here.
So the next one's going to be ride and comfort, and this was a big one for me, even when we were test driving Super Cs too. The ride and comfort on a Class A diesel pusher is just, I think, is just the best. On our gas motorhome, the engine was up in front. It was loud. I remember trying to talk. It was very difficult. The engine is in the back on our motorhome now,
very quiet.
and it's very quiet. It's very smooth, and it's just such a better ride quality than the gas motorhome we had.
Talk about some creature comforts. Now listen, both motorhomes were nice. They're both high quality motorhomes, but definitely with the diesel, there's more comfort. You got 3 ACs. We've been in, we're in Texas. It was 95 degrees. It's 70 degrees in here with the 3 ACs going. The heating system, like the Oasis, we love it. It works really well. Not that the propane didn't work well. This just works way better. As far as other creature comforts, we have the tile floors with much larger refrigerator.
Larger living space too on this
Much
one.
larger living space. It's really nice. Like there's not much of a comparison. Like the gas was nice and it served us for our travel style. But we just we're wrapping up in 2 months trip. It's much nicer in this Dutch Star. This is probably the #1 question we get. It's 2 things: fuel economy, fuel cost. So one was a gas motorhome, one is a diesel motorhome. Now, gas is almost always cheaper per gallon than diesel is. It hasn't really changed right now. We're in Pennsylvania. I think it's $4.11 with the open roads. It's like $3.85 a gallon. When we were down in Texas, we were down at $2.95 a gallon for diesel. Now, the gas down there was like in the 230s. I think the lowest we got was $2.29 a gallon. So definitely more to fill up. Also, this is a 150-gallon tank versus a 80-gallon tank. Also, you have DEF that goes in here. That's about $4 a gallon, and that does add up if you're traveling a lot. The next thing is going to be fuel efficiency, miles per gallon. I don't see much of a difference. We used to get about 6.5 to 7.2 on the gas motorhome, about the same on here.
Two things that I love about this in terms of fuel is, number one, we don't have to fuel up as much. As Izzy said, we have a larger fuel tank, so it lasts us longer, which is great. The second thing that I love is that when we would stop for fuel in our gas motorhome, it was always a very stressful experience. Pulling into those pumps, are we gonna fit? Are we gonna, tail swing into the pump? It was always very stressful. Now we use the truck area and it's just so much easier and it fills really
much faster. They have high flow pumps. Yeah. Let's talk about maintenance and repair costs. Now there's a big difference here. So a lot of the routine maintenance on the gas motorhome I was able to do myself. Some of the things I can do myself on here, but everything's more expensive. For example, an oil change when we had Nelly, if I did it in the driveway, be about 50 bucks. That's with synthetic oil, 7 quarts, as well as, a mobile one or K&N filter, no big deal. And the air filter used to be about 20 bucks for a Motorcraft filter. An oil change on here is a much different story. So this is 28 quarts of oil. If you do synthetic filter, you also have to do the fuel filter also at the same time, fuel water separator. You're talking, if you do it yourself, about $300 to $400 to do it yourself. You take it to a place, gonna be about 600 bucks. Let's talk about the engine air filter. I told you earlier on Nelly, it was about $20, $25, depending where you got it, Motorcraft. Here, the engine air filter, which I did myself, $250 just for the part, because it's just, everything is more expensive on here. Now, regarding servicing, taking it to a place, we have found that it's much easier to get this serviced because you could take it to any Freightliner dealer. Now, the motorhomes on the Ford F53 chassis, most Ford dealers won't work on them. You have to go to like an RV place, and a lot of them don't want to work on it. So we found that to be much more difficult. This much easier to get serviced, but regarding the price of servicing and the maintenance to keep this on the road, it is significantly more expensive than a gas motorhome. Talk about purchase price, depreciation of both. Anything diesel, we'll talk about just diesel pushers, they're going to be more expensive than a comparable gas motorhome. When we first bought our motorhome, one of the big reasons we got the motorhome, because it was in our budget. That's what, and for our use, it didn't make sense to get the diesel motorhome. However, diesel motorhomes just cost a lot more to purchase and keep on the road. Let's talk about depreciation. The diesel motorhome will depreciate less. They tend to hold their value better. However, when you're trying to sell one, they're more expensive. So your population sample is less because it's a more expensive purchase versus a gas motorhome. Gas motorhomes still outsell diesel motorhomes because they tend to cost less in just overall maintenance and overall cost. One of the challenges of being on the road for weeks at a time is keeping your motorhome clean. Now you can see our motorhome behind us is spotless. I just washed it. However, we have this Tesla here that's not so much. So we do want to show how we keep our motorhome on when we're on the road, when we don't have access to water. We use Release Cleaner. Release Cleaner is an all-in-one cleaning solution. It works wonders. We've been using it for years. Many of our subscribers have used it with great results. Why? Because it works on all different surfaces. So whether you have a Tahoe like this, or you have a motorhome, you want to use it on your wheels, on rubber, on the roof, on glass, it doesn't matter. I'm going to demonstrate on the paint over here. You can see how much dirt there is. This is stuff crusted on. I'm going to use it in the classic spray with a 1 to 20 solution, which is the strongest solution. And the formula in Release will associate with this dirt. Let me get it right there, some nasty bird poop. And it's going to just release that dirt very quickly. This was originally developed for the aeronautics industry. However, people have discovered that it works on everything. We've actually used it on our clothes to take stains out, and it's pretty awesome. So I think that's enough time. I'm going to use the microfiber towel. And this is made in the USA. There's no sulfurs or dyes in here, and it's going to work really easy. I'm just trying to get some of the lint off of here. We'll show you it's a clean towel. Where do you want to hit it? Like right
yeah,
here?
Right there.
That's pretty nasty. There should be enough time. So let's go over it, and you can see how quickly it's removing. And this has been sitting here for, I don't know, months. We've been sitting here. Look at the difference on this. You can see from here to here. I just want to show you on that poop that's been sitting here for months. Let me just spray it a little bit more. And look how quickly that came out. That one I didn't even have to give a little elbow grease on, but look how easy this works here. You can see how easy it is. Now, this is not going to replace soap and water, guys. If you're out on the road, you don't have access to soap and water. This is the solution we use, especially for the bugs up front. If you want more information, you want to purchase this, you go to releasecleaner.com. You use the discount code
Endless10.
You'll get 10% off of your purchase. Also, any purchase over $15 is going to be free shipping. Purchase the 1 gallon concentrate. That's the best, most economical way. It's going to cost you a little bit over $1 per 32 ounce bottle at the strongest solution. That's our choice. That's what we keep on our motorhome. Again, if you want more information or read the reviews on Release, releasecleaner.com. The link will be down below.
The next one let's talk about is storage and usability and really livability too. So in our gas motorhome, we had enough space for our hashtag stuff for the amount of travel and the style of travel that we were doing. But now, as we said, we've been on the road for a couple months and we carry more stuff. So obviously we're gonna have much bigger bays here. You can see that's all our inverters and everything in there. But we have these huge, you know, with the diesel, there goes the head bump. It had to be one. So all of these huge storage trays, and we still have room, as you can see. And we're able to carry a lot more. Again, we're on the road a lot more, so it helps to be able to take that with us. And on the diesel motorhome, we have a higher carrying capacity, as Izzy said, higher towing capacity. So with that higher carrying capacity and towing capacity, it just makes it easier for us. It really depends, again, on the style of travel that you're going to do.
I'm going to preface this by saying this is going to be your personal choice, but this is just our opinion, and we're just answering a lot of questions that people asked us. So who should choose a gas motorhome? Who should choose a diesel motorhome? Well, choose a gas motorhome if you have a budget that can only allow you to afford. We'll just talk about new. You could always get used, but we'll just say new to keep the price baseline. Budget. For not only the purchase, but for the maintenance of it. The maintenance can get quite expensive on diesel motorhomes. If you're not traveling that much, if you're going out once a year, a couple of weekends a year, it really doesn't make sense to get something this big. I mean, you do what you want, but one of the worst things that you can do is just have a motorhome that's sitting. And you buy something that you spend $400,000 or $500,000, $600,000 on. Well, maybe you could have spent $150,000, and it's going to get you. They're both going to get you to the same place at the same time. If you're not using it that much, maybe consider a gas motorhome. If you don't need the room, if you're not carrying a lot of things, if you're not towing a lot, like we tow this Tahoe. We can't tow this with a gas motorhome, but if you have like a little Mini Cooper or something small, or you don't tow at all, maybe a gas motorhome will work best for you. They're great. Like there's nothing wrong with them. It's just like a different, like, do you want to drive a Toyota Prius or do you want to drive a Corvette, right? Like they both get you to the same place, but some people prefer having the Corvette. Some people don't care. They want simple. They drive the Prius.
Why would you choose a diesel motorhome? In our case, if you're traveling more, we knew we were going to be on the road a lot more. We wanted more space. Another thing is the comfort. We wanted more comfort. If that's important to you, not the gas motorhome. We loved our gas motorhome. We had it for what, 7 years,
yeah.
And it was great. It served its purpose then. But for the comfort that we were looking for, being out there more, this fit the bill. And again, as we said, who should buy a diesel? If you're looking for a more quiet ride, you're looking to tow more, you're looking to carry more, if more long-term. So again, this is something that we plan on having now for a long time, which is why we've put so much work into it, so many upgrades. This is going to be our motorhome for we say that now, but hopefully for a long time. So the question is, what would we choose today? People say, would you do it over again? 110% yes. After finishing, like we said, a couple months on the road. We even said one day, you said, could you imagine if we did this in Nelly? And it would have been fine, but once we have this now, we see the difference. And there is a big difference, and we would definitely do the diesel
I'll
again.
tell you the big difference. So we spent 8 weeks essentially on here, and I know when we were on Nelly, I think the most we spent was 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And after two weeks, I was ready to come home. Now we gotta come home. There's too much going on. There's not enough space. Here, I didn't feel that way. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
We could keep going. I wanted to keep going, yeah.
We have plenty of room now. Granted, there's only 2 of us now. We don't have 2 dogs with us. We don't have Jason with us. So that makes a big difference. There's definitely more space. But I think just the comfort and the storage, it's nice. It really is. And we're super grateful and blessed to be able to share this with you.
In the comments below, let us know, what do you have? Have you had a gas and want to go to a diesel? Have you had both and you have a diesel and you want to go back to gas?
Some people downgrade.
They do. Yeah, we know some people that did that. So let us know what you have, if you plan on keeping it, and what you think about the difference.